Hello everybody and welcome to the Friday night live stream. So this is Phil with the mock speaking exams for IELTS. So welcome everyone. Thanks for joining us today. So if you're joining us for the first time, what we do on Fridays is to go through a few mock speaking exams. So over the next hour or so, I'll be speaking to students live, and we do this via Google Meet. So over the next hour, just pause that. So while we're getting set up, if you guys in the chat, if you can let me know, can you hear me? Is it coming through loud and clear? And I've just put in the information for you guys, so you should be able to join me in the Google Meet. And what I'll be doing is letting people in one at a time. We talk one-on-one, and then I'll give you guys a few, some feedback and what I think is your estimated band score. Now, the reason why this is quite useful is that if you know where you're starting, you can really plan your self-study around it, and it's going to help you get the score that you need. You can really plan. So, we're almost ready to go. The other thing I should say is if you want to watch, make sure you click on where it says live so you can follow along live. And if at any point you think the videos are pretty good, make sure you give us a like. And if you don't think they're good, give us a dislike. Let us know what you guys think. So how is the volume? Can you hear me loud and clear? And of course, if you want to know when we're going live, you can come to the website, theieltsgrind.com, and click on live stream schedule, and that gets updated every week, and it tells you exactly when we're going live. Okay, so I've got a couple of exams starting, all planned out, and we've also got a bit of practice as well later on. If people don't want to do a full exam, they just want to practice part of it. So don't forget, if you want to join me for the live mock speaking test, just jump into the live chat. You can find the information pinned at the top, or if you come to I can show you actually here. If you come to the description of this video you're watching right now, you can find the link to the Google Meet as well. So we're just waiting for a few people to try and join. Don't be shy. Okay, in that case, let's get started, and we'll see who wants to join me in the meeting. Okay, so let's double check we can hear each other in Google Meet. So let me know when you can hear me.
Hi.
Hi, how are you today?
Yeah, I'm doing well.
Okay, good. So how eager are you to speak to me today? Do you want to do some practice from part 2, or do you want to do the entire mock speaking exam? What are you feeling up to?
I am exhilarated to join your live stream today, and of course, the full test would be better.
Okay, well, let's do that then, and we can always repeat these ones for anyone who wants to join later. Okay, so we're talking to Maria, and if I remember correctly, you're from Vietnam, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so let's do that. And don't worry if you didn't join me this time. You can always stick around, listen to what Maria says, and then you can practice as well. So, let's just double check that we can hear you through the live stream. So, can you just check your mic, Maria? Let's see if we can hear you.
Hello, everyone.
So, can you just check your mic, Maria? Let's just see if we can hear you.
Hello, everyone.
Oh, that sounds perfect. Okay, so I think we're ready to go. And so let me queue up the exam, and I will start my timer. Okay, so let's begin by talking about your hometown. And already, typo already. Never mind. So let's start that one again. Where did you grow up?
Well, I grew up in Vietnam, which is a beautiful country located in the northeast of Asia. Yeah.
Where did children like to play in your town?
Oh, well, I'm currently living in the country, so that there are many paddy fields that children here really enjoy to play here, because the atmosphere is fresh and clean. And in addition, there are many types of games that they can play, like catching insect, or playing a kite, and many activities that a normal child in countryside can do. Yeah.
Okay. Has your hometown changed much?
Well, I think there has been a big difference between my town nowadays and in the past. I suppose that the most dramatic change is like our street has been broadened and more and wider than before, and of course we have built many skyscraper or high-tech building that can that's the function.
So now let's talk about printers. Do you own a printer?
Actually, my house has a printer, but it is not mine. It is owned by my father, who bought it.
What things do you use a printer for?
Well, I primarily use the printer to print some of my tests that I don't want to see it online, but I want to print it in order to it would be better to my eyesight. And in addition, I also use it to print many animated pictures that
Okay. So let's move on. I'd like to ask you about clothes. How important are clothes to you?
Well, of course, clothes is the most important items in my life because if I if I don't have anything to wear, it would be really embarrassing. And I think if people look at me, if I wear a nice clothes, they might give me a lot of compliments. That really that I must be really happy.
Would a stain on your clothes bother you?
Sorry, sir.
Yeah. Would a stain on your clothes bother you?
Well, I must say that I always feel annoyed is if my clothes has a speck or a stain, a dirty stain on it, because it will ruin my clothes merit, and of course it would be really you know annoyed.
Do you care what clothes your friends wear?
Uh, Not really, because I am not a I I don't have an eye for fashion, so that um er, uh, everything that my friends wear were I feel like they are the same, and there's no thing like out of fashion or something like that that make me care about. Yeah.
Okay, okay. So let's talk about part two. I would like you to describe an outfit you wore. Oh, loads of typos today. I would like you to describe an outfit you wore for a special occasion. You're going to have to talk about this for 1 to 2 minutes. Before you start speaking, you'll have 1 minute to think about what you'd like to say, and you can take notes during this time. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay, so let's give you 1 minute to think about what you'd like to say. Okay, so let's doing some admin. Right, so remember, I would like you to describe an outfit you wore for a special occasion, and can you start speaking now, please?
So well, there are a lot of items that I can wear for a special uh, moment, but in my opinion, if I must pick one, I would probably choose to outside, which is a traditional outfit in Vietnam, and I often wear it in many national holidays or special occasion, which is involves a lot of people, a lot of Vietnamese people who come there to enjoy the festival atmosphere. And for the reason why I wore it, it was that this it would be better if I wear something related to national tradition, and of course, that has a really bright color, which is can grab, which is can which can grasp people's attention immediately if they look at it. And I always I often wore it for uh, many occasions, and it is a symbol of my country. Easy to wear. If you wear, feel really you will feel very comfortable and convenient. Well, I really love these clothes because um,
Okay,
every
thank you. What color is the outfit?
well it mainly has white color.
Okay. Right, so we were talking about a piece of clothing, so let's talk about them in general. When it comes to clothes, is it better to blend in or stand out?
Um, what is blend, sir?
Okay, to blend in means to look like everybody else, not to be unique.
Well, personally, I think as a because I'm not a fashionista, I don't really care about. Uh, I think people would be better if they wear something that similar to others because it is will it will really weird if you wear unique clothes that totally different from others. That would be really yeah.
Can clothing make people more successful in their career?
Oh well, if it comes to a profession like designer clothes are really important if they can create a unique and striking model of items that are impressive. And I think other professions clothing doesn't really change the success of people in their career.
In what situations could a dress code prevent people from entering a career or taking a job?
Pardon me?
So, in what situations could a dress code prevent certain people from starting a career or taking a job?
Well, I don't really know about this question. I find it. Uh, I don't have any knowledge to related to this question. Yeah.
Okay, excellent. Okay, thank you. So that's the end of the speaking test. Okay,
Yeah.
great. So I think when we spoke last, I mentioned that you were sort of self-correcting a lot. I heard a lot less of that today, so that was excellent. And
Yeah. Thank you.
yeah, so well done. That's a good move. Overall, yeah, you're able to communicate very well. And I like the fact that when you don't hear something or don't understand something, you ask. That's a good thing to do. It's not going to count against you. I liked also that you obviously you've picked up some good vocabulary to do with clothing and things like that. So what did I hear? To have an eye for fashion, nice idiom. You mentioned being a fashionista, very good, and it's exactly the right kind of word to use in that situation. Just watch out for a few little errors here and there. For example, the difference between Asian and Asia, but I think you caught that as well at the beginning.
Asian.
Yeah. So
yeah.
you mentioned Vietnam is a country in Asian rather than Asia, but I think you picked up on that as well. Just watch out for the difference between I live in the country compared to the countryside. Countryside is clearer that it's rural. I live in the country. Yeah, I know what you mean, but if you say countryside, it's even more precise. Okay. Just watch out for little things like clothes. It's uncountable. So you mentioned clothes is, but it's uncountable, but it's plural, really. So clothes are. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Little things like that, yeah. So clothes are important rather than clothes is important. So just tiny little things like that here and there. What else? Yeah, it's using some good grammar. I heard present perfect simple with the passive. The roads have, I think you said the roads have been broadened. Really good. So again, I feel you're sort of maybe in that 6 to 7 band, but definitely much closer to 7, if not there already. You just got to keep doing what you're doing, and you're going to push through.
Yes.
We've mentioned a few things, and you're working on it every week, so that's really good. So yeah, just keep doing what you're doing, and you're going to keep improving as time goes by. Okay.
Yes.
So excellent. So thanks for joining us again, and I'm sure we'll speak again.
Many thanks, sir.
No problem.
Have a nice day.
Yeah, you too. Yeah. So stick around and support everyone else. But definitely, we'll talk to you again hopefully next week. Okay.
Yeah.
So thank you, Maria. And let's see if we can get someone else in. Okay, so don't forget, guys, that the way this works is we have one person in the meeting at a time. And now that it's finished, feel free to click on the link, which is up here in the live chat, or it's here in the Google Meet. And I will try and talk to everyone who would like to talk to me. And so don't worry, I'm not refusing entry to people. It's just I can only talk to one person at a time. So let's see who we've got. So what I'll do is I'll see if I can is there anyone that I haven't spoken to before? I don't know. So let's see. Okay. Well, I'll go with someone who's unknown to me, because literally their name's unknown. But I see Chang there, but we'll talk again afterwards. So let's start off with whoever's unknown. So, I can hear myself. Is there any chance you could pause YouTube or turn the volume down? Any chance you could pause YouTube or turn the volume down?
Yeah, I'm going down.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so I think it's getting a bit of interference. I'm just waiting. Had some technical issues here. Cool. Okay. Right. So hopefully it shouldn't be coming through. Okay. How's that? We're still getting a bit of interference.
It's better.
I can hear you okay.
Okay.
But it's a bit of interference for me.
Wait a minute.
Okay. See if we'll give it another go. If not, maybe we'll try again later.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you fine.
Yeah.
But it's a bit of an issue when I'm talking. So
I can hear you.
yeah, let's. Okay. Let's try this again later, because this is not going to really work, because it's getting too much interference coming through. Yeah, so do you want to leave the conversation this time? We'll try again later, okay? Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so yeah, unfortunately we were having a bit of an issue there, which is it should be strange because we're in the same city. I don't know what was happening there. Okay, so who was next? So Chang was next, and then I'll talk to Armin after I talk to Chang. Okay. So Armin, if you stick around, I'll talk to you after this one. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So Chang, hello. How are you today?
Hi. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Okay.
Yeah. Hi, Phil.
How are you today?
I'm doing well today.
Excellent. Okay. So let me just check if I can hear you okay through the live stream.
Okay.
Okay. Should we just check?
Yes.
How's the weather where you are today?
There's a heavy rain in the afternoon, and after that, now it's just cool down. Yeah, it's very soft.
Yeah, there was a thunderstorm earlier, I know. Okay, okay, it seems okay now. Let's get started. And I'm just going to start my timer. And for everyone else, if you're waiting, do stick around. I'll try and talk to anyone who wants to jump on the live chat later. And we can always, if we need to, we can go through these exams again, because it's always new for everyone. Okay, but let's go through one of these exams. Good luck. Here we go. Okay, so let's begin by talking about your studies. So if you're not studying now, just talk about when you were studying. If you are studying now, just talk about that. Okay, so where did you go to school?
I go to school in Taiwan, and I'm studying philosophy.
Did you get to choose your school subjects?
Let me rephrase. I'm just graduated from school, and the subject I study is philosophy, and I'm now just preparing to study abroad, and also the same subject.
Okay, so did you choose that subject?
Yes, I choose it on my own.
Do you get on with your classmates?
Could you please say that again?
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Do you get on with your classmates?
I think I would get on with pretty enjoying with accompanying with my classmates, and we are still friends, even though we are graduated from school.
So now let's talk about chocolate. How often do you eat chocolate?
Chocolate. Oh, let me see. I eat chocolate maybe once a week, because it is too sweet for me, and if I need to relax, I will take it one, I eat it. I can't speak. I'm sorry. Okay, I just ate it once a week.
Okay. Why do children enjoy eating chocolate?
Because they are sweet. For me, for my parents to say, there's seldom something sweet they could eat when they were children, so they will eat everything with sweet when they are young, when they were young. But now, so I think the flavor that sweet is the element that why children want to eat.
Do chocolates make a good gift?
Let me think. Yes, I think chocolate is a good gift because it could remain some sweet memory when we were young, or something bring. It is a feeling that the one who sent you a gift want you feel like that way. So I think it is a good gift.
So I'd like to ask you about clothes. Did your parents ever force you to wear something you didn't want to?
When I was 10 years old, my parents forced me to wear a skirt to school, which I was definitely don't want because I like to going outside and play lots of physical exercise, and it is very inconvenient for my exercise or other activities.
Where do people buy clothes in your country?
Mostly we might buy it from online shopping, or you could go to a mall or a big mall. I suppose. Yeah.
Who normally cleans the clothes in your family?
Normally, it is my mom to clean up everyone's clothes, and the other family member will take the other jobs, such as to how to say that, to hang it up so that it could just be dry more.
Okay, so I would like you to describe a place you like to buy clothes. You're going to have to talk about this for 1 to 2 minutes, and before you start speaking, you can have 1 minute to think about what you'd like to say. You can make notes during this time. Do you understand?
Yes, I understand.
Okay, so I'm going to give you 1 minute to think about what you'd like to say. Okay?
Okay.
So start thinking now. Okay, so let's do this. Sounds like you're having a bit of a concert in the background.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Okay.
Just my,
A second.
I remember.
Okay, not to worry. Let's do it then. So I'll give you 2 minutes, and if you'd like to start speaking now, please.
Okay. One of my favorite clothes shop is a place on the central of Taipei City, and it is a tiny shop nearby a heavy street, and it is a second-hand clothes shop. I know the owner very well because I go to there maybe for we meet each other. We know each other maybe for 5 years ago. And the reason why I like to go this shop is that there has lots of old-fashioned clothes, and it is the style that I like. And the other thing is that I tend to try to support the owner because I value his because I like his idea about the recycling, about the recycle of clothes. And since I'm even though I'm not very well even though I didn't love to have many clothes, I will tend to tired about wearing the same clothes. So I go there maybe every season, 4 months, 4 months, once per month, once per yeah, just very just a week or a month, and just go to there. And even though I didn't buy anything, we could just chat and just exchange our experience and what's our going on. So, and there's recently like she adopted a cat inside his house, and I love cats so much, and there's another reason I like
Okay,
to
thank
go
you. What's the last piece of clothing you bought from there?
That is a coat.
A coat.
Yeah. It's
Okay.
a coat.
Okay.
I could wear it on autumnal or
Okay.
winter.
Okay, so we're talking about clothing. Let's talk about clothes in general. Do men and women think differently about clothes?
In my opinion, it is. I think they definitely have a different opinion between women and men. But in fact, I see lots of difference. I see lots of similarity in between women and men. So I don't think there's truly could be differentiated properly between men and women.
Should people be forced to buy ethically made clothing?
That's a tough question, because even though I do agree that we should have some ability when we have some ethical thinking or consideration when we are shopping, but it is something hard to force everyone to do so. So I tend to not asking that kind of question to force others people to do shopping before and do the shopping that under the consideration of ethics.
Okay, so you said that we can't force people to shop ethically. In what ways can clothes manufacturers, in what ways can they help people to make an ethical choice when shopping for clothing?
Does that mean I need to think a way to just help them to do the ethical?
Yeah, so if I'm in the shop, what would help me make a more informed choice?
I think the most efficient way is to just show up the process of producing or creating a clothes. For example, if you use a rabbit lift to create a coat, then it was something relevant to show that how they take away the rabbit's skin to create your clothes. And I think it somehow will get the buyer know more when they are wearing their clothes. Yeah.
What will be the next big fashion trend?
What will be the big fashion trend? Oh, let me think about it. I think it will be a kind of style that is very simple and it's very maybe a little boring, not colorful enough, but it was a friendly environment and also easy to wear and wearing it comfortable. Yeah.
Okay. So do you think that most young people are very concerned with following what's trendy?
I think yes, because in my personal experience, when we were in high school, maybe 15 or 16, we are always comparing our clothes style, even though we are in school and we are always wearing uniform clothes. But there's always something little different that we could make. And when we are in holiday, we were just trying to, because we couldn't have enough money to buy our clothes our own, and we would just try to mimic the fashion style we aware we could see in the television, and just dress in it, try to mimic it.
Okay, so you mentioned that school children, even though they're wearing identical uniforms, they try to stand out.
Yeah.
Why do they do that?
Why do they do that? Let me think about that. For one thing, because the teenager is a very special a life course compared to the whole life. There's something that we start to aware that there is a difference between women and men, and we are not just child, and we are just physically developing, and there's something taste about the beauty that we are just starting to develop. And so there's something that we want to be different, not rather be undercover by this identical uniform. So lots of boys and girls will try to do a little bit different to try to show their concern and their taste, to show that, yeah.
Okay. Excellent. Thank you. That is the end of the speaking test.
Thank you very much.
Okay, cool. Right, yeah. So I would say that overall you're very easy to understand, and the good thing is you put a bit of emotion into what you're saying. You're enthusiastic, and this helps with your intonation and things like that. So that side of it, I feel you're doing okay, and all that sort of thing. The thing is, like in the real world, you had no problem communicating with anyone, and no one would have any problem understanding what you're saying. I feel what you need to do is you need to work on your accuracy when it comes to your vocabulary and your grammar. So it's things like this which are holding you back a little bit. I'll give you a few examples. So, for example, we were talking about chocolate, and I asked you, why do kids like chocolate? And you said, oh, because they are sweet.
They are sweet. Okay, I got it.
Is it the children, or is it the chocolate? So there, it's just, I understood what you meant, but it's the accuracy. It is sweet. So there's little things like that. And another example, we're talking about clothing, and you mentioned rabbits and making clothes from their skin. Now, I'm not a fashionista, I don't know, but I think normally they would make it from the fur.
The fur, okay.
So again, it's just little things like that. The best way to improve your accuracy is to read. So you should be reading for fun every day on anything you're interested in. And this is just going to just generally build up your grammar and your vocabulary. So I feel that you're somewhere 6 to 7. I'm not sure if you would be a strong 7, just because I'm not hearing a lot of the uncommon vocabulary.
Yeah.
Like idioms, that phrasal verbs, that sort of thing, or using words in exactly the right way. So that's something you could work on. And in terms of grammar as well, there's a few missed opportunities here and there. I feel you're a little bit too comfortable with your present simples and things like that. So today, I feel like it's not really pushing past band 7, but I think with a bit of work you could get there. You've got many of the other things going for you. But yeah, and this is the problem. This is an English exam. In real life, you're never going to have a problem. But for the
Thank you
exam,
very much.
you've got to, it's really, you've got to be a little bit more accurate, a little bit more precise with things. And the best way is reading every day. You'll learn your vocabulary, your grammar, and watch a lot of English TV. And then trying to actively use what you've learned. But yeah, overall, I think you're on the right course. And come back and talk to us again. Keep practicing, and you're going to improve.
Thank you very much, Phil.
You're welcome.
Thank
Okay.
you very much.
Yeah. Okay. So talk to you again, and enjoy your weekend. Let's hope the rain stops in Taipei.
Okay. See you.
Cool.
Thank you.
See you later. Bye.
See you later.
Okay, guys. Okay, so Zoel, you said that you would like to do a part 2. Shall we do a part 2? Let's do a part 2. Let's see what's happening there. Okay. So I've got I think we've got someone in already, but I will do stick around, Zoel, and we'll do a part 2 later on if that's okay. But yeah, okay, let's double check. So who's in the meeting? Remind me of your first name. Oh no, it's not working. Hello. Oh no.
Hi.
Okay.
Hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Oh, okay, cool. It's working now. Okay. So let's do a little bit of practice. Let's pick out a few questions here and there. Yeah. Okay. So why don't we have a look? Should we do a practice for part 2? Do a little practice?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Right, so what we're going to do,
That's good.
we'll have a look at some of the topics that from last week that we didn't actually get round to. So last week's topics were about art and things like that. So I would like you to describe an art gallery you have visited. Okay? You're going to have to talk about this for 1 to 2 minutes. And during this time, you'll have 1 minute before you start speaking. And during this time, you'll be able to make notes if you wish. Are you able to see the YouTube screen?
Yeah, in the same time.
Yeah, you can see it.
I'm watching the YouTube right now.
Perfect.
And the topic is describe the art gallery you have.
Yeah, that's it. Okay,
Right.
so I'm going to give you 1 minute to think about what you want to say, and then after that we're talk. Okay, so think about it. You got 1 minute. Go.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go.
Okay, so remember, I'd like you to describe an art gallery, and you have to talk about this for 1 to 2 minutes, and you can start talking now.
I will describe a gallery. Then I pick a visit. Last time it's Taiwan gallery in the Shilin district. Then I barely go to the gallery because I think it's gonna waste a lot of time and another artist person. So I think maybe play the video game is more interesting than and gallery. So I probably will spend my time with my friend or like something. It's a good option for dating with maybe a woman. So I think for me, I didn't go to a gallery alone. Yeah, because I think it's very weird for me to go to a gallery. Yeah, so but in sometimes it's for free for tours and then they can enter to the gallery. There is some kind of exhibition, maybe like the Van Gogh or some kind of dependency. They are very interesting artists and they're very famous artists in Taiwan. So if everybody they go to the gallery, they will take an interesting to take a visit to gallery. Yeah. So I think normally
thank you.
in Taiwan.
Okay, good, excellent. Okay, good. So you managed to speak for 2 minutes. That's really good. So you're able to think of enough things to say to cover the time. Now, what you can do, because in the speaking exam, your job is to show the examiner everything you can do. Okay? If we imagine this is like a job interview, yeah, the IELTS is a job. You really want to get it. So you got to show the person interviewing you, the examiner, everything you can do. So there's nothing that you don't try. So when you're planning these part twos, think about ways that you can use as much different vocabulary as you can, as much different grammar as you can. And this comes into your plan. So you can try and talk about, for example, the art gallery you visited. You can talk about it in the past. I went to this art gallery last year. You can talk about it using present tense. This art gallery normally shows portraits of people. That's present tense. And you can talk about the future. Probably the next time I go, there will be a new exhibition by a famous artist. So think about part two in these ways. How can I fit in different grammar so it sounds natural? Another great way is with your introduction. So there are different ways that you can introduce this to people. You can say, for example, you've asked me to describe an art gallery. I'm going to tell you about the art gallery that's in Taipei. I went to this art gallery last year with a friend. So you could do it like that. You can also be a little bit sneaky, a little bit tricky, and start with really high level grammar. So one thing I teach my students is use a second conditional. So if I had to talk about any art gallery, it would probably be the one in Taipei that I visited last year. So if I had to choose any art gallery, I would probably tell you about the one in Taipei that I visited. A second conditional, which is considered pretty complex grammar. So the way you want to improve your score is thinking about part 2, part 1 and part 3 in these ways. and you can plan to use a range. So I would say work on your introduction a little bit. You can have the straightforward one. You've asked me to describe a art gallery. I'm going to tell you about the one in Taipei. Make it as clear as you can.
When you come to the gallery.
Yeah. Sorry, what's that? Yeah. So there are lots of different ways you can do this, but the main thing for your introduction is just tell the examiner the context and then move on to the main part of your speech. Just looking at a few things you said. So you said that you're not an artist person. We might say I'm not an artistic person. I'm not an artistic person. You know, I don't know much about art. You were talking about going to the art gallery alone compared to going with someone else. So you could say the art gallery's a good location for a date. A date with a woman or man. I'm not here to judge. A good location for a date. Yeah, or a good place for a date. So that's how you could phrase that. It's a good place for a date. Or, you know, it can be a romantic place to take, you know, a girlfriend or something like that, you know. You could also use specific vocabulary for art and art galleries. So I mentioned an exhibition. So I went there to see an exhibition. Yeah. So, I mean, overall, like I said, you're able to talk for 2 minutes. That's good. Now you've got to think about how you structure your part twos. Think about the opportunities to use grammar and to use vocabulary. And, you know, the more you practice this, the better it will be, and you'll push up your score. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so, yeah. But
it's uncommon vocabulary, right?
Sorry?
Uncommon vocabulary.
Yeah, I mean, this is it. If you want to think about using less common or uncommon vocabulary, it's the type of vocabulary that's specific to the topic that you're using. You know, lower level students won't know specific terms like exhibition, portraits, you know, this sort of thing. And if you can learn that sort of vocabulary, that's going to put you at a higher band score. Okay. Right. So let's say goodbye for now. But maybe next week, if you want to jump on, we'll do a slightly longer session. But for now, I'll say goodbye, and we'll talk to someone else.
Okay. Thank you. See you next week.
Yeah. Speak to you again. Yep. See you later. Have a good weekend.
You too. Bye.
Yeah. See you later. Bye. Okay, and let's see who's in next. So, Gabrielle, if you're able to hear me. So, are you able to hear me in the Google Meet? Okay, I've got someone waiting. Hopefully we can have a chat. No? Okay. So, looks like I'm free. If anyone would like to join me, you can either I've got one more full speaking exam, or we can do some part 2 practice, whatever you desire. Yeah, so as I was saying to our last student, it's really thinking about the tactics sometimes. You've got to show the examiner everything you can do, and this is how you're going to get your higher scores. Okay. All right, so it looks like we've got Armin. Cool. Okay. So, just let me know if you can hear me through the Google Meet.
Hello,
Hi, how are you today?
I'm fine. What about you?
Yeah, I'm not too bad. Not too bad at all. So, how are you feeling today? Would you like to do some short practice of part two, or would you like to do the entire mock speaking exam?
I want to give a test and try.
The whole thing. Okay, let's go for it then. Okay. So, let me just start my timer and we'll go through it. Okay. There we go. Right. So, let's begin by talking about your home. Do you live in a house?
Yes. Basically, yes, I'm now living in my house, which is situated in Punjab. It is a very beautiful, and I like it very much.
What
Yes.
type of furniture do you have?
What type of?
Furniture.
Okay.
Chairs, tables, etc.
Okay. Okay. I understand. In my house, there is wooden furniture as well as steel and plastic. All type of furniture would be founded in my house. Uh, uh, Basically, I like wooden furniture because it is given by nature, and all all the furniture is given by the nature, but I like the wooden furniture most.
Which room do you spend the most time in?
Okay. Well, I like my uh, bedroom the most, where I spend my all the time and where I get studied. And there is where I in my bedroom there is a TV, and I like to watch the TV when I am no when I am free, and when I have leisure time, then I watch. And when I have leisure time, I want to sleep in my bedroom, so I like the bedroom the most.
Okay.
Yes.
So now let's talk about pens. How often do you use a pen?
Pen.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. Basically, when I work, when I work on, when I complete my homework, and when I used to complete my notebooks, and then I used my pen. Yes, that's.
Are pens more or less important nowadays?
Oh, basically, according to me, pens are important, and nor in modern era we basically used phones, laptops, and there are some types of online classes. But according to me, pens are very most useful and important thing in our life when we study and work, and we used to uh, write on notebook and think to remembers and facts, and we used to write with the help of pen.
Okay. So let's talk about clothes now. What type of clothing is the most comfortable?
Yes, according to me, more comfortable clothes are like lower shirt and kurta pajamas. That's according to me, that's are more comfortable clothes. Yes.
Are the types of clothes people wear important?
Uh, well, in my hometown, people are belong to Punjabi culture, and they used to wear clothes like kurta pajamas, and women used to wear salwar suit and Punjabi suits, and men's kurta pajama, jean t-shirts, and like that. People like the most. Yes.
Okay. So let's move on. Right. So I would like you to describe a piece of clothing you own. You're going to have to talk about this for 1 to 2 minutes before you start speaking. You'll have 1 minute to think about what you'd like to say, and you can take notes during that time. Do you understand?
Okay.
Okay, so are you able to see the YouTube screen with all the information? If not, I can read it to you.
One time.
Okay. You can either take. Oh, I could hear my voice there. If you can't see it, I can read it to you.
What is it is when you got it? These are
Yeah. So, yeah, describe a piece of clothing, what it is, when you got it, where you wear it, and explain why you like this piece of clothing. And remember, those are just there to help you. You can always talk about other things connected to this, okay? I'm going to give you 1 minute to start thinking now. So it's just to think.
Can you explain it again? Okay.
Yeah, so in this part, what you need to do, I'll give you 1 minute. You're going to think about what you would like to say. Just make sure you stay on the topic of a piece of clothing that you own. So something that you wear in your wardrobe. Everything down here, what it is, when you got it, where you wear it, and explain why you like this piece of clothing. This is just here to help you, give you some ideas. But you can talk about anything you would like connected to the piece of clothing that you own. Okay? So I'll give you 1 minute to think, write down some information, and then afterwards you'll talk for 1 to 2 minutes. Okay? So if you start thinking now.
Okay.
Okay, so remember, I would like you to describe a piece of clothing you own, and you're going to talk for 1 to 2 minutes. And I would like you to start speaking now, please.
Okay. Well, I borrow many clothes, and well, I used to uh, own borrow pant trouser uh, at the age of when I was uh, at marriage of my brother, when there was a marriage, and then I used to borrow a pant trouser, and I like the that cloth, that pant trouser, because it touches my heart and I like it very much. it is a uh, artistic and beautiful, and it touches my heart, and I love it. I i used to wear it uh, any special occasion, and I love the cloth and trouser very much. Yes, and
Okay.
that's
What color were these trousers?
okay. Trouser was of black, and the pant also was black, but the t-shirt was white in color. Yes.
Okay. So let's talk about clothing in general. Are more expensive clothes better?
No, according to me, the I don't love expensive clothes because, and I love 50-50. Because the expensive cloth uh, time duration is more than the less rate clothes, and so both are according to me well, and I used less rate of clothes, and yes.
Okay. Why have many people abandoned their traditional clothing nowadays?
Why? What is meaning of abandon?
So to abandon means to stop using something. So why do many people not wear their traditional clothing nowadays?
Yeah, according to me, at today era, people uh, like to live simple and wealthy life. According to me, traditional clothes are very expensive, and in today's people love to wear simple, and not they do not like complex and traditional clothing. According to me, uh, people who have moral and ethical values, they are looking well, and they are near the peoples, and according who the people who have traditional clothing or well clothing, according to me, they are also near to the peoples. Yes.
Have the clothes we wear become more casual?
Yes. In today's, there are many trending clothes, and we used to become more casual and more simple. Yes. Yes.
And is that a good thing?
Yes, according to me, it is very good, because uh, by living more casual and more simple, the cloth rate is very less, and we used to buy more and more clothing rather than the expensive clothing. Yes.
Okay. Okay, thank you. That's the end of the speaking test. Cool. Okay. Uh, so I think overall, I'd probably put you at an estimated band score of around sort of a band 5, maybe 5 to 6, but closer to 5. Now, I had no problem understanding what you were saying, okay? You seem to have ideas about every single question. So I don't think that's the problem. What is kind of lacking a little bit? Oh, okay, down the end. So what I feel you need to do is just building your vocabulary a little bit. So there are cases of when you're repeating similar phrases, and this will count against you. So for example, when you're giving your opinion, you quite often say according to me. So we could change that a little bit. In my opinion, to my mind, in my view. So changing these phrases that you hear yourself saying a lot, that's going to help you. If possible, record yourself when you're practicing. See, what am I saying a lot? Can I change it? Can I use a different phrase? This is how you're going to push up your score. The other thing is just reviewing some of your basic grammar. So I'll give you a tip of what I'm saying. So when you're talking about habits, things that you do often, things that you do every day, use the present tense. For example, I usually wear pajamas, rather than I used to wear. Oh, what is that? That was a bit noisy. Okay. Oh, someone else is joining. Okay, never mind. So, yeah, just make sure you're using the right tense for the right situation. Something that I noticed that you should review is the phrase used to. When you're talking about used to, it's a habit you had in the past that you don't have now. So when I was a child, I used to eat a lot of chocolate, but now I don't eat a lot of chocolate. So just watch out for things like that. Also, there were a few cases where I wasn't sure what you meant. So for example, you were talking about your brother's wedding, and that you borrowed I heard a pants trousers. Now, if that's what you were saying, it was the case that... Okay, so I'm just going to have to turn off the sound here. So we've got a bit of an issue. Yeah. Just... Okay, so, yeah, pants is American English. Trousers is British English. It doesn't matter which one you use, okay? But just stick to one or the other, because they mean the same thing. They mean the clothing you wear on your legs. The other thing that's going to help you is, yeah, it's a wedding night in a DJ. You're right, Raghav. The other thing that's going to help you is, if we look at a video that I did, I'll see if I can find this again. Okay, let me see if I can find this for you guys. Yeah, okay, so this video, I did a live stream, back when you could see my face. I did a live stream a while ago, and I went through all of the things that you need to get a 6.5. I explained everything, you know, all about the exam, what it all means. And an important thing I went through is around, it's about 38 minutes in, I think. It was all to do with pronunciation, okay? And, okay. Right, so when it comes to pronunciation, I'll put this into the chat. What you need to do is, for your, you speak Punjabi, right? That's your mother tongue? Yeah, okay. So there are certain sounds in your language that don't exist in my language, and certain sounds in my language that don't exist in yours. And you want to concentrate on those sounds. So a particular one is the pronunciation of V and W. So, for example, when I say work, it's a w. Okay. So So we're getting a bit of interference from this. Okay, so basically concentrate on the sounds that don't exist in your language that do in English, and this will help you improve your score as well. Okay, but yeah, so overall I think you're sort of that 5 to 6 band. You've got a lot of the right stuff, just got to keep working on it and your score will improve the more you work. Just make sure you're reading in English every day about anything you like, and also okay, unfortunately, yeah, sorry, I had to just remove, they've got a bit of interference coming. So yeah, just make sure you're reading every single day, and watching TV in English if possible, or listening to people like me on YouTube. Make sure you listen to native speakers, because then you're going to hear the way English should sound, and that will push up your score just naturally if you try and copy the way I speak. Not my accent, but the way I speak. Okay? Yeah, so Armin, you're doing everything right. You just got to keep practicing. Okay? You're welcome, man. Yep, keep trying, and I'll talk to you again maybe next week if you want to come and try again. Okay? Cool. Okay, great. Right. Okay, so right, we're getting a little bit of issues with some sound coming through for some reason. Anyway, so I think perhaps what we'll do then, because I'm having issues with lots of sound coming in, I think what we'll do is say good night there, but we'll be back coming in. Yeah, so where you can find native speakers, yeah, I mean you can find native English teachers on many different platforms, but on YouTube you can just listen to people on any topic. I would say choose native speakers, because that's what you guys are aiming for, the way that we speak. There are some really good teachers out there who aren't native speakers. They can teach you a lot, but if you're trying to work on your pronunciation, then you want to listen to native speakers. Okay, guys, so let's finish there. Thanks everyone for joining me. Sorry we're ending a little bit early, but for some reason we're having a bit of issues with our sound. But we'll be back again next week for speaking tests, and on Monday Michael will be back with some more vocabulary. So thanks very much everyone, and sorry we're ending it there, but see you